All right, hi everyone. This is Femme Frugality, and I'm here with Chris. Chris, do you want to tell us where you're from?
Sure, my name is Chris Chippindale. I'm the COO of Public Service Credit Union in Denver, Colorado.
Awesome. So we are going to talk with Chris today about credit unions. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what a credit union is and how it differs from a bank.
Sure. So credit unions are similar to banks in terms that we offer more or less all of the same financial products, but our mission, I believe, is what really makes us different. We're not for profit. And so we put the interests of our members versus bank customers ahead of profits. And what that means to you on a personal basis is you should expect to see better rates. So lower on your lending and higher on your savings.
Awesome. That's amazing. So we are here at Co-op Think, and I know Co-op is pretty much the technology behind credit unions that hooks up their ATMs and makes it, any credit union across the country and be able to access it just like your credit union at home. So I know that technology is super important for credit unions. I was wondering if you could talk to me a little bit about the history of that relationship, credit unions and technology. And I know that you guys were pioneers with a lot of these technologies, so I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, we were. And I think, one of the big reasons technology is so important to credit unions is, first and foremost, we don't have the resources to go out and build the branches like some of the large banks out there. And so we use technology as a way to level the playing field and to be able to compete, because we know members of credit unions still need access to financial services, and we can't go out and build hundreds of branches across the community or across the state or across the country. We use technology to be able to reach out. So a couple of things that Co-op does for us. My credit union in particular, we're part of the Co-op network, and so our members can go to ATMs at any other credit union that also participates in the network and use those ATMs surcharge free. And so instead of having to pay $3.50, $7, $10 to get your money out of an ATM, if you go to a Co-op ATM, there's no charge for that.
That's super awesome. I know they were saying earlier that network is larger than a lot of those big major banks too.
Yeah, it would be larger than any one bank's network.
That's amazing.
One of the other things Co-op does with us is what we call shared branching, where again, if you participate as a credit union in the shared branching network, your members can go into branches of other credit unions and transact business there. And so again, that's another nice way to supplement our limited resources. So my credit union in Denver, we have 28 branches in Colorado, which is the most of any credit union in our state, but certainly pales in comparison to some of the banks in terms of their branches out there. But by partnering with other credit unions, my members can go other branches within the state or across the country and also be serviced there.
So one big tech issue that I think impacts everybody, but not necessarily everybody understands it, is on our credit cards, and in some cases debit cards, I believe the little RFID chip. What is that, and how does that work? Can you explain that, in just layman's terms
Sure.
for us?
Yeah, it's a protocol that allows the card and the terminal to communicate. So instead of swiping the mag stripe or inserting the card, where most cards have the chip these days, it's just another technology that allows the transaction to run through.
And are there any security concerns with that type of technology?
There are. I'm not an expert on that, but there certainly can be the case for intercepting transmissions from time to time. It's a more secure technology than just a mag stripe. So it is something that we're always wary of, but we do believe getting away from the mag stripe is making cards more secure. The chip in particular, I think that's where probably more common these days. And the chip itself puts in a cryptogram every time you insert it into the machine. And so if you were to get someone's card number in the past, it's basically all you needed to run some fraud. Now with the chip, you need the card number plus this secret code, if you will, that changes every transaction. So it makes chip on chip type of transactions far more secure. Hasn't helped us online, and certainly in retail environments it's helping.
Gotcha. And as we're looking forward, what are some of the security issues of tomorrow, and how are credit unions working to address those?
Sure. So as we've seen an improvement with the chip-on-chip technology, the two big things my credit union and many other financial institutions are seeing this year is account takeover fraud and also online fraud. And so one of the things you can't do with your chip card is stick it into your phone or stick it into your computer and have a chip-on-chip transaction. And so, most of the cards out there today still have the max stripe information, and the bad guys are getting that and doing a lot of the fraud, either online or they're doing it at places where the merchant doesn't have the chip terminal.
Is that something that you think, like, this is totally theoretical? But is that something that you think we could start seeing in the future? Like, now I can plug my memory card like directly into my computer. 10 years ago, I couldn't have done that. I would have needed like an external drive. And before that, I might have even just had to go to Target or Walmart where they had those capabilities.
Right. I don't think so. I'm not going to predict the future, but what we're seeing happen is this idea of tokenization. So more along the lines of like an Apple Pay or Samsung Pay, where the whole card transaction, the whole number more or less changes every time. So you're not sitting there with a static 16-digit account number on your card all the time.
Right.
Every transaction is unique in itself. And so I think that's where we're headed, is making each one of those transactions unique. The information is one time, if you will.
Very cool. And one thing, we just came out of a panel, and one thing that came up that I thought was kind of interesting was social media and what kind of a precarious situation that we all put ourselves in without even really thinking about it. I work in an industry where people go as far as listing out their financial data online as a way of tracking and accountability, and it really helps a lot of people and it builds community. But when they were talking about different social media profiles making it easier for people to hack your accounts, is there anything specific that people can do to protect themselves? And or I know you said that credit union or co-op specifically was looking at.
Yeah, I would say my guidance is, and I, a little bit older, don't fully understand some of the draw about social media and putting so much information out there, but it happens, and so it seems to be a little bit of the way of the world, if you will, and I would just caution people about how much information you put out there. It's certainly great to let people know what's going on and where you are and things like that, but that is potential information that can be used against you. When our members call into our communication center and we can't see them eye to eye or get their ID, we ask information that we would hope only they would know. And so the more information we put out there, the more likelihood is the bad guy can start piecing some of those pieces of information together, to start figuring you out, start getting past some of our techniques on our. So we always have to be vigilant and continue to understand, what information is out there, and have that balance of, you don't want it to be super difficult when you call into the communication center and you want information about your account, because 99% of the time it is you. And
Right.
So we don't want to make it, a real difficult phone call for you. But at the same time, we want to be diligent and make sure we really know it's you before we start giving out that personal information. So I would just caution people about how much of that there